What kind of a house can you fit on a plot of 100 by 50 feet? Hello guys, this is Amos and welcome to my channel. A channel where we are going to focus on architecture and construction. A channel which is good for you, developers, first-time developers, clients, students, architecture students, engineers, and everybody there who has a fantasy of constructing. But most importantly, you who has the dream of constructing your dream house. This is a channel where you can get information on what you can do and what you are not supposed to do. You know, they say information is power. Yes. So we are going to move slowly by slowly as I take you through the construction journey until you reach a point of realizing your dream. So today I want us to start with something called a plot of land of 100 by 50, because most people in Africa, especially in Uganda where I am, first time buyers, in most cases they buy 100 by 50 plot. That is a plot you can that is equivalent to 11 decimals. Those of you who understand decimals. Yes. So let's get things started. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to share these videos such that the channel can grow and such that other people can get this free information that will help you throughout your journey and also for the channel to grow as well. All right, now today's topic is what kind of a house can you fit on a plot of 100 by 50. Now a plot of 100 by 50 is something like, for example, you are seeing on my screen. Now a plot of 100 by 50, it actually means a plot that is running 100 feet by 50 feet. Okay, just like what you are seeing here on my screen. So 100 feet by 50 feet is something you can call 30.48 meters by 15.24 meters, just like the way you are seeing on my screen. So this is a template that I'm going to discuss with you on how you can manipulate it and how you can fit what is desirable to fit there. Not everything can fit on this plot because basically it's something small. Yeah, it is something for beginners. Just take it like that. It's something for beginners. So don't think that there is so much that can fit there, but at least there's something that can fit for a small family. For a small family, such that people can start life from there. Advanced people, we shall see it in the future as we move slowly by slowly. Yes. Now 100 by 50, call it 11 decimals. Let us say it is a plot that is squared and leveled properly, because it might have different shapes, not like the one I'm showing you here. It can have different shapes. It can be squared, it can be rectangular, it can be irregular, but the issue is the area. Yes. Now, before you think of what can fit here on such a plot, there is some few things you need to put into consideration even before you start designing anything. Now, there is something called percentage coverage. If you have a pen and paper, you can write down these things. There's something called percentage coverage. And what is percentage coverage? Percentage coverage, in simple terms, layman's language, if I convert it from technical to a layman's language, it's something that you like, for example, how much is possible for me to develop in such and such an area. So how much can I construct in relation to the size of the what? of the plot. So it is the coverage of the building in relation to the size of the land. Now, these things are governed by authority laws and building codes. Okay? It is not a choice, it is actually in the law that for a residential setup, for example, in a country like Uganda, I know different countries have different guidelines, but what I'm sure of is that all of us we fall in the same bracket. So the ideal bracket of coverage where your house isn't supposed to exceed is in a range of 30 to 40%. Now, I want you to understand me properly on this issue. It is really not allowed for you to develop the place, the whole place, and it's overdeveloped. Underdeveloped is okay, but overdeveloped is not good because the activities that happen on a piece of land or in a property are in two ways. We have indoor activities and we also have outdoor activities. Not all activities in a dwelling happen inside the house. There are so many things that happen from outside of the house. So you cannot develop the whole plot. No. You need to develop a maximum of 40%. That is if we are in a residential setup. Now, percentage coverage, how do you get it? For starters, it's very simple. You need to get the area of your house, divide it by the area of the plot, and multiply by 100. Then whatever you get is the coverage. Now, let me give you an example. I have a house here that we are going to use as a case study. So, this house is sitting on our plot. The green is the plot, the green was the plot, and then I have placed our house like that. It's a bungalow. We shall see the details of this house in the near future. Now, the house I have is 167 square meters. Okay? Sitting on a plot of 100 by 50, which is around 465 square meters. You can do the calculations on your calculator. So what I do is I get 167, I divide it by 465, multiply by 100. You can do the math. So, and I get roughly 36%. So 36% means that I have developed 36% of this plot. Okay? Which range I told you is between 30 and 40 for residential. In whichever country you are, you must be falling within that range as a regulation. So that means that when you look at my draft here, you can see that on the right hand side, behind and the left and in front, I have left space. Why do we have to do this? Why don't I, you might ask me, why don't I develop my house entirely? And I finish the whole what? And I finish the whole plot. Okay? Why? So the thing is, we need a few things you have to that are required for you to have a perfect project, finished project. First of all, you need setbacks from the boundary line, and these setbacks are some distance from the boundary line. That is, in case you have a perimeter wall, you need some setbacks from your boundary all around the house, on the right, on the left, behind, and in front. Okay? You need setbacks. And what are these setbacks used for? Anything you have to do on the building, outside the building, you have to do it within your plot. That is point number one. For example, if these guys are painting your house on the exterior, and you already built the house on the boundary line, now where are they going to put the scaffolding to paint your house, for example, or to plaster it? render it, meaning you have to encroach on your neighbor's property in order for you to fulfill the painting or the rendering or whatsoever you want to do there. Okay, which is illegal and is not allowed. So you need to be within your property with setbacks of not less than 1.5 meters away from the boundary line. Okay, you can do it more if you have more space, but not less. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So the next thing is, after setbacks, you need greenery on your plot. So greenery is a requirement that is worldwide, because the world has to stay organic in all possible ways. Okay, so on your plot of land, somewhere in front there, or behind, or wherever it is, you need to have some sort of like space for greenery. That is a very, very important regulation. So when you look at my plot here, the way I have subdivided it, I have space in front here that I'm planning for green. At least you need a small compound, even if it is a plot of 100 by 50. At least you need a small compound where you can plant some grass, you can plant some trees, flowers if you don't want trees, flowers, or even a few fruits, in order to conserve the environment. Okay, so if you're arguing there and you're telling me that the land in urban areas is too expensive, that's why I'm not. Why should I should develop the whole place? Why should I live green? Yeah, it's expensive, but you take a picture that you take a picture. If you did that, your neighbor did the same thing, and everybody in the village did the same thing. So it means that on a village of 1,000 homesteads, none of them has a tree. So if you multiply this into the whole country and into the whole world, it means that you have contributed so much on global warming and all those things. So it is a regulation. You need to have some space for greenery. Yeah. Parking is obvious. I won't talk so much about parking space because that is obvious. Anybody can see that you need some parking space on your dwelling, and the average is 2 or 3 cars. Now, note this about parking. It's not just a matter of placing cars there. These cars are supposed to move in and out without any blockage. Okay, comfortably without any blockage. You guys who are thinking of back to back parking behind another car, that one is not allowed when you are actually planning. Yeah, so you need a space where you have to move services. In your property, you're going to have services running all over the place. You have drainage lines, you have plumbing lines, water supply. You need space for a septic tank. You need space for a sockaway pit. You need space where to place a water tank stand. Okay, so if you develop the whole place or develop 80%, where are you going to place all these things? Okay, so you have to be smart, just like we build smart with Amos. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share these videos. Click on that notification button such that you get informed on every video that I post, such that you don't miss this information. Okay, that's all for today. We shall tackle the next step in our next video. See you then.